again, first graders. I hope you're doing amazing. I hope you're feeling wonderful, and I hope you are ready for this English lesson with your teacher Caroline. Well, it's Monday, and on Monday we have English. On Monday we have English, and remember, we started on our reading series. For the past 2 months, we concentrated on the listening skill or listening practice. But from last week's lesson onwards, we shall be concentrating on reading, okay? We shall be concentrating on reading, and we shall be having our reading practices each and every lesson. Please, kids, send in the videos. I need to monitor and supervise your improvement. Okay, with that being said and out of the way, let's dive into our lesson. So I'm gonna need you to open to page 26. Let's open to page 26, and we are having a continuation from our previous lesson. This is a continuation from our previous lesson. Okay, come on kids, let's go. And now we have our top chest. E. This is capital letter E. This is a capital letter E. And it says look and say. Look and say. Now kids, this is what you're going to do. You're gonna repeat after the teacher, okay? You're gonna be repeating after the teacher. Once I read a sentence, make sure you repeat after me, okay? Make sure you repeat after me. Let's begin. Goodbye, James. Good afternoon, Sally. Okay, this is our sentence. And one person is bidding goodbye to another. So the sound is different. Okay? Goodbye, James. When we look at this sentence, it's gonna sound different. Why? Because one person is happy to see another. Okay? One person is happy to see another. It's also like just saying hello when you've just seen your friend. So you have more excitement and you're happy. That's why we have an exclamation mark at the end. Okay, so we have characters. This is James. This little boy is called James. This little girl is called Hallie. James. This is how we write James. This little girl is called Hallie, and this is how we write Hallie. This little girl is called Sally, and this is how we write Sally. And lastly, this young boy is called Andy, and this is how we write Andy. When we look at this picture, where do you think the kids are? Where do you think the kids are? Well, if you guessed the playground, then you did well. The kids are at a playground and they are playing. They are having fun, okay? Kids are at the playground and they are having fun. So, Hallie says to James, "Goodbye, James." And James responds by saying, what does he respond by saying? Well, he responds by saying, "Goodbye, Hallie." He responds by also saying, "Goodbye, Hallie." So in your books, this is a blank. This is our blank space. I'm going to need you to get your pencil and fill in the blank. Okay, fill in the blank with this. Goodbye. And we come to these other kids. Well, Andy, this is Andy. Andy is so happy to see Silly. Andy is so happy to see Silly. And so he says, "Good afternoon, Sally." Okay, good afternoon, Sally, with all the happiness and excitement. And how does Sally respond? She responds by saying, "Good afternoon, Andy." Okay, good afternoon, Andy. They both have exclamation marks at the end because they are happy and surprised to see one another. While in this case, there is no exclamation mark because Hallie has been playing with James and she's bidding farewell. She's actually saying goodbye. And so James has an exclamation at the end because he's surprised that Hallie is going back home. Maybe he still wanted to play more with her. But well, I think he made up his mind and he also left. Okay? So I'm gonna need you to fill in these blank spaces we are seeing on this guide. This is a simple guide, this one down below. So kids, I'm gonna need you to get your pencils and fill in here too. Okay, try to fill in there too and send in your work. I'll check to make sure it's correct or it's what you're supposed to fill in that blank space. Okay, this right here is our guide and I'm gonna need you to fill it in. And right here I'm gonna introduce you to other kinds of reading. Other kinds of greetings. These right here down below are other kinds of greeting. Repeat after me. Other kinds of greeting. We've already looked at good morning. We've already looked at good morning. And we also looked at good night. So we are so far familiar with good morning and good night. Well, we also have other forms of greetings such as good afternoon, good afternoon, and we also have good evening, good evening. Now, let's repeat after the teacher. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good job. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Keep up the good work. And now we have good evening. Good evening. Good evening. And lastly, we have good night. Good night. Good night. Correct. We say this in the morning time. We use this in the afternoon. We use this during the evening time. And we use this at night. For example, when it's time for bed, you can tell mom or dad or your sister or brother, good night. First thing when you wake up in the morning, you greet everyone with a good morning. You can say, good morning, dad. Good morning, mom. And good afternoon is usually used around lunch time, okay? From noontime beyond. And good evening, usually in the evening hours before nighttime, okay? Good evening is used in the evening hours before nighttime, okay? And right here we have part F. This is a capital F or a big F. This is how we write a capital F or a big F. And what does F say? F says picture prompt. Picture prompt. 1. 1 says morning. Morning. As you can see, it's morning time. And these two are having breakfast. These two are having breakfast and the sun is coming out slowly. The sun is coming out slowly. Number 2 says afternoon. 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 Well, it's afternoon and these two are playing at the playground. It's in the afternoon and these two are playing in the playground. We can see the sun is at its highest. The sun is always at its highest in the afternoon. It's quite hot. Picture prompt 3 says evening. Evening. And we can see this little boy is coming back from school and he's being greeted by his mom, okay? Evening time, we leave school when it's heading to evening time. And picture prompt 4 says night. 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 At night time, this is the time we usually go to bed so that we can have a rest from the day's hard work, okay? This is the time that we go to bed so that we can rest from the day's hard work. And when we look through the window, we cannot see the sun. Why? Because at night, we don't see the sun or we don't have the sun. We instead have the moon, correct? At night, we have the moon and stars, okay? We looked at moon and stars at the beginning of the lesson. So at night, we usually have the moon and stars, and this is the time we retire off to bed to rest from the day's hard work. And picture prompt 5 says goodbye. 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 As you can see, these 3 friends have been playing together and now it's time to go back home. Everyone has a bicycle. These are called bicycles and they are riding home using their bicycles. Everyone has got a bicycle. So when you're bidding someone or your friends farewell, we say goodbye. You can say goodbye, see you next time, or simply you can just say goodbye. Okay, now I'm gonna need you to listen to the track. Okay, I'm going to need you to listen to the track.
Track 13, Talk Chest, page 26. F. Picture prompts. Number 1. Good morning.
Good morning.
Number 2. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Number 3.
Good evening.
Good evening. Number 4. Good night.
Good night.
Number 5. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Track 13. Talk chest. Page 26. F. Picture prompts. Number 1. Good morning.
Good morning.
Number 2. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Number 3.
Good evening.
Good evening. Number 4. Good night.
Good night.
Number 5. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
And let's listen to it one last time. And now on to our reading chest. Reading chest. Now this is the part where we are concentrating these lessons and the coming lessons. This is G. This is letter G. But this is a capital letter G. Or you can also say a big G. So this is a capital letter G. And G says read and choose. Read and choose. So we shall be reading our short story and we shall be choosing our correct answer. We shall be reading our short story and we are required to choose the correct answer. But first, I'm gonna guide you, alright? I'm gonna guide you and after we shall listen to our track. Are you ready? Let's begin. It is day. Look at the sky. Beautiful sun. Beautiful clouds. It is night. Look at the sky. Beautiful moon. Beautiful stars. Beautiful sky. But before we go any further, when you look at that dot, when you look at that tiny dot, that's called a full stop. Full stop. This is also a full stop. And we use full stops at the end of sentences, meaning we are finished with that sentence. And we look at this mark. This is called an exclamation mark. This is called an exclamation mark. This is also an exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. And we said we use exclamation marks to show surprise or shock. We use exclamation marks when we are 1. Surprised and 2. Shocked. Now, I'm going to need you to listen to me carefully one more time. How we can use these marks in our conversations. It is day. Look at the sky. Beautiful sun. Beautiful sun. Beautiful clouds. Beautiful clouds. It is night. Look at the sky. Beautiful moon. Beautiful moon. Beautiful stars. Beautiful stars. Beautiful sky. Beautiful sky. Okay? Kids, listen to me and listen to me carefully. Don't just read, okay? I need you to pause sometimes. When you pause, that's when you've said a full stop. I need you to pause. Then I need you to show surprise, all right? I need you to show surprise Don't just read, it is day, look at the sky, beautiful sun, beautiful clouds, it is night, look at the sky, beautiful moon, beautiful stars. No, no, no. Okay, I need you to read slowly and also express the marks. These marks, the full stop and the exclamation marks. Now let's move on to our questions. One says, it is day. What can we see? This is called a question mark. It's used for asking questions. When someone asks you a question or when you ask someone a question. It is day. What can we see? A, are they stars? B, is it the sun? Or C, is it the moon? 2, it is night. This is supposed to be a full stop. Kids, let's correct this. This is supposed to be a full stop in your books. It's supposed to be a full stop. If it's not a full stop, change it to a full stop, okay? What can we see? Question mark, because this is a question. This is supposed to be a sentence. So change that to a full stop. A, is it the sun? B, is it the clouds? Or C, is it the stars? Now, let's listen to our track. Let's listen to our track.
Track 14. Reading chest. Page 27. G. Read and choose.
It is day. Look at the sky. Beautiful sun, beautiful clouds. It is night. Look at the sky. Beautiful moon, beautiful stars, beautiful sky.
Let's listen to that one more time.
Track 14. Reading chest. Page 27. G. Read and choose.
It is day. Look at the sky. Beautiful sun, beautiful clouds. It is night. Look at the sky. Beautiful moon, beautiful stars, beautiful sky.
And now we have our writing chest. Writing chest. Writing chest. H. This is how capital letter H looks like, or this is how big H is written as. So H says march and trace. We are going to be marching and tracing. In other words, we are going to have a little practice with writing. We're going to have a little practice with writing. But before we write, we have to first match. But before we write, we have to first match. So we have example 1. Example 1. When we look at picture 1, of course, what time is it? It's night time. What time is it? It's night time. And nighttime matches with good night. Very good. You see, with our example, when we look at the picture, indeed it's nighttime. At night, when you look at the sky, we already see the moon. This is the moon. And those tiny little dots are called stars. So, of course, this is nighttime. So, the correct answer to match with is good night. Okay, I'm going to need to first match, and then you shall Right. You get your pencils and try to trace. Try to trace through, okay? Try to trace through the letters. Make sure yours is more perfect than the teacher's, okay? That's how you're gonna trace through. Now I'm going to need you to fill up here and the rest, but you have to first match. Match, match, match. Proceeding on to the next example, we have letter J. This is capital letter J. And letter J says color and choose. Color and choose. But before we get to that, what do you think this is? To me, this looks like a part of a house. This looks like a part of a house. And which part of the house do you think this is? Well, this is our bedroom. Remember, we looked at parts of a house. We looked at a bedroom. We looked at a living room. We looked at a kitchen. We looked at a garage. We looked at the dining room. But this right here, this is our bedroom. And in this bedroom, we can see this little boy and his mom. We can see he's seated on a bed. This is a bed. We can see a big clock by his bedside, the one he uses to tell if it's morning, afternoon, evening, or nighttime. Okay, and so you see, he woke up in the morning, and the first thing he said to his mom was, "Good morning, Mom." And the mom responded by saying, "Good morning, Brian." Okay, so we say the first thing in the morning, the first thing you're supposed to say to someone you meet in the morning is "Good morning." So one says it is day or night. One says it is day or night. Now I'm going to need you to circle the correct answer. Circle the correct answer. And two says they can see the moon or sun. I'm going to need you to choose and circle the correct answer within these brackets. Choose and circle the correct answer. Two says they can see the moon or sun. One says it is day or night. Okay, so after choosing and circling the correct answer, I'm going to need you to color this picture. Color this picture and send in your work. Please, kids, endeavor to color the picture so that your parents can send in the work. Okay, you can color the sun, you can color the clock, and you can color any other thing you want. Okay. Time for our good morning, good evening song. We have to keep on practicing this song until each and every one of us can sing along. So 1, 2, 3, go.
Track 15, Song Chest, page 29. K. Listen and sing along. Good morning, good evening.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, dear friend. Good morning to you. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Good evening, dear friend. Good evening to you.
And now it's your turn. Sing along, kids.
Track 15, Song Chest, page 29. K. Listen and sing along. Good morning, good evening.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, dear friend. Good morning to you. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Good evening, dear friend. Good evening to you.
And now it's time for the assignment. Time for the assignment. Today's assignment, you're going to make a video while reading the reading chest. Make a video while reading the reading chest. Okay? Read that short story. Make sure you read it and circle the correct answer, either A, B, or C. Please, kids, do the assignment and send the pictures in the line group. I need to check and keep updating your performance, okay? I need them for checking and updating your performance. Please endeavor to send in the line group. And that right there marks the end of our lesson today. Thank you for being a good audience, and I'll be looking forward to the video and to the writing practice, reading practice, and choosing and circling the correct answers. Dear parents, endeavor to send in the assignments. I need it to keep checking and upgrading the kids' performance. Well, thank you for listening and have a lovely day. Goodbye.